Good day and welcome to Etsy TV. This is Entrepreneurship Talk, and on Entrepreneurship Talk, we provide advice, information, and support for small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs. My name is Marianne Awuya, and I'll be your anchor for today's program. Today in the studio, we're glad to have a very good guest, Mr. Engineer Joel Oyati.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you for having me.
And sir, before we start, can we get a brief overview of your business?
Well, my business is not one.
Okay.
There are about 4 together, and one is into hospitality, one is into construction, one is into consultancy, and the other one is into manufacturing.
Wow, that's very beautiful. We have all-rounders today, so you guys should stay tuned. Okay, so what inspired you to dive into the entrepreneurship world?
Well, as a child growing up, I think I had a lot of inspiration from my father. He was both a mini businessman at the same time, a farmer. But again, I saw he was always hardworking. I was always following him because I was his favorite then. At the end of the day, I saw him making money, making progress better than his contemporaries in the village then. And I made up my mind that if I grew up, I would also have to inspire my community by doing something that is out of the ordinary, that they normally do. Maybe you have them going to farm, that's all they do, and come back home.
Okay, so how has your daddy been in the business impacted your journey so far?
Yes, because in it, he was actually relevant in the community he was, and people come to him for solutions. If you have issues of maybe an investment, they come to him. Some people come to even borrow money from him. And I saw he was very resourceful, and I felt I should be also relevant in my own time too.
Okay, sir. So as someone who is very successful, there are key qualities that you possess. And we would like to ask you some of the key qualities you think entrepreneurs should cultivate in the world of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, an entrepreneur should be visionary. You should look at what is needed in the particular environment you are in. Because making you relevant, to be relevant in a place, you must be able to provide solutions to some of the problems that are pertinent to such an area. For instance, in the issue of engineering, I felt like being an engineer, I should be able to do some level of maybe use of technology to provide service to humanity, like building of roads, building of houses, dams, and all that. That was my dream then. At the same time, I discovered that having known all this one, having trained that level, I might not be able to impart my immediate community without doing something substantial that has to do with the need of the people. That's what drove me into having a manufacturing company that deals with relevant products in that particular community. For instance, we produce water, we produce juice, we produce aluminum roofing sheets, so many things that people like, they love. Has to do with food, beverages, and others.
Sir, in the beginning of the session, you talked about 4 businesses that you owned. So I wanted to ask how the progression was. Did you get the capital to start the second one from the first business, or you just opened all the 4 businesses at once?
No, it was a gradual process. First, when I graduated, I saw myself going into maybe paid jobs, but I wasn't satisfied. I lectured briefly I took a lecturing job in the Polytechnic for some 1 year, and I wasn't satisfied, and I had to think of something much more relevant. It was in that place I went to a construction company, and I saw how things we learned in school were practically being done. And on that note, I decided to go into construction on my own part. From there, I made some money. And I felt that just waiting for construction, whereas there are down times, you must do something that will keep giving you stream of income. So then I now had to go into manufacturing on a little scale. As I was building on my capital, I was expanding. As much money comes in, you have to look for other areas to invest it. That's what I was doing.
Okay, sir. So you diversified the
I diversified the income that was coming in.
Beautiful. And sir, how do you navigate challenges and setbacks? What lessons have you learned so far?
Well, It depends on the particular challenge because in the various fields we are in, we have different challenges. For instance, in the construction industry, there are times the government will not be paying because they were our major clients. Then we have to look for areas like something like multinationals, individuals, and some relevant agencies that also have the same need that the government needs. And so in that area, we have to look for different customers who are able to pay even when there are down times. And in the issue of manufacturing, we came to a point that some of the products we needed to produce, they need to go into markets. And some of these people that we want to reach, they are either far away or they don't even know the value of what we are producing. So we have to go into such areas, educate them, try as much as possible to do a lot of marketing and education of the people so that at the end they get take our products, they try them, and if they are good, we find them coming again and again. That was why the issue of the manufacturing was growing. We produced so many products through engineering, application of technology. Then people will always say, we need it. Can you try this? We do that. And when they like it, we build on that. The area of the hospitality, we also know the challenges too. Right now, the terrain in Nigeria is not stable. If you're going to put your money in anything that works like maybe have to depend on the government and the people, policies can just come overnight. And before you know it, you're on the ground. So what we do is we try as much as possible to move our attention from one particular industry to the other so that we don't have to fall because of the fall of the particular, the unit.
Okay, sir. So you mentioned something about technology. So in terms of innovation, what sets your businesses apart from the rest?
Well, we keep learning every day. We take advantage of emerging technologies on a daily basis because it doesn't have to be a matter of as it was in the beginning, so it is now. Things are changing. The relevance of a particular product for today might become outdated tomorrow. What you do is that you keep learning, applying evolving technologies to make sure that either you rebrand or you look for other areas. Because in Nigeria, or particularly globally, no product can actually stay for close to 3 years without competition coming up or without being outdated. So you have to run with it. You must be open to new ideas. You must be open to new developments. And you have to also be sensitive to the environment, the need of the people. Because if you say that they needed it, the other generation may come and say, we don't need it. And so you have to look for something that will meet the need of the generation you are in per time.
Okay, sir. And sir, let me ask you a question about most youths today. There's a saying that goes around, and it's last school na scam. So do you advise any young entrepreneur or somebody that is aspiring to become an entrepreneur one day to stay in school or just focus on their businesses?
I will not advise anybody to kind of jettison education or formal school because of business, because the challenges will come. Most of the challenges I've faced in my business, especially in construction, came from the fact that we did not know enough. We didn't know enough. But I have to take it upon myself to learn more, to solve these challenges while on the job. Except you have that basic training, you can't navigate your way through. School is very important. Education is important, especially in the relevant technology, relevant area you want to dwell on. We call it cognitive experience, cognitive training. You need it. I still go for seminars. I still go for training at my level. And I make sure that any new thing I know, I apply it, I try it, I work it out to make sure that it actually is working. And also provide solution to others who are also struggling. Because the way of doing things today may be different from the way of doing things tomorrow. And so how do you cope if you're not learning, if you're not trained? If you're not trained as an engineer, you can't cope with some of the emerging technology, even in construction today. You must be able to provide solution per time. It's part of it. So education is not a scam. Just about 2 days ago, I saw someone saying he burnt his certificates and all they said he's burning them because it's a scam. I just look at it as being foolish. No knowledge is lost. I am not into food processing, but I'm a member of a Nigeria Food Institute of Nigeria now. But I had to learn. When I can't do construction, I cannot meet up. Why will I just stay idle? I must apply what I know to other areas that have impact. I'm into hospitality. I didn't read it. I didn't know anything about it, but I have to learn. I must stay on track every day, applying relevant technologies, getting more knowledge so that I can stay afloat. Otherwise, if I stay with construction, there are times 2 years, 3 years, no construction business, meaningful one. How do you do? You must look for other things that you can do to keep on being relevant.
Good, sir. And sir, about the get-rich-quick syndrome that Nigerian youths have started portraying, what do you have to say about that?
That one is, I think, is a real problem in this nation. It's a real problem. Get rich quick, fine. If you want to get money, if you pass through the relevant channels that are acceptable, the society, and you are fast on delay, fine. But if something that you want to go and scam people to get money, I don't think that is a good thing to think about. Because it will not help the foundation of this nation. And if we keep doing that, a time will come, we don't have a nation.
Okay, sir. And sir, lastly, before we end the discussion for today, what advice do you have for young entrepreneurs, young students, and graduates that are going into the world? Because this is like their life now. Their life is starting. What advice do you have for them in terms of entrepreneurship, starting up a business, or just general life lessons?
First of all, I will ask that they know where they stand, know where you stand. What do you have the proclivity to do? What are you trained to do? Naturally, some of us are endowed with abilities that we can cultivate, we can work on to make an impact in a society. If you don't have such, you learn. And don't expect that you just sit down there, what will come to you. That one is a fallacy, it doesn't work. So if you have had some abilities, whether you are endowed naturally or through training you have it, I expect that you drink enough, you take in enough so you can be productive. As a young person, I know that the issue of finance is a problem to so many, and it's not always the first thing to do. If you have an idea that is sellable, you can make money. For instance, in one of my years when I was starting the construction, I worked with a setback before. While I was there, I felt I had to go on my own. And I had the first project running into millions, and I didn't have any money. But I had people we call friends, or you have suppliers. That's why you must have reputation, because it's a big capital you can use any day, you can fall back on. If you are someone that is not steady, one thing you cannot be trusted, nobody will even lay this hand for you. And so the people said, well, don't worry. Say they are going to pay you. I said, yes, they're going to pay me in about 2 weeks. He said, don't worry, we are going to supply all the materials you need. When they pay you, pay us. And that was the bomb. In less than 2 weeks, I had achieved so much with people's support in terms of integrity and material supply. And I was paid money. Me, I was looking at, how did I get this kind of money? How? It was just God's help anyway. And of course, I knew how to manage the little I have. I don't like scamming people. Whatever it is I can tell you, I tell you. I can. If I can't do, I can't do it. As people trusted me, they gave me these materials. I finished the project. I was paid. I paid them off. I had too much to keep for myself. And that was the beginning.
Thank you, sir, for taking our time to be here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And also thank you to our viewers for staying with us on today's program. Remember, this is Entrepreneurship Talk only on ETSU TV. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you next time.